Today's my first attempt to making plant-based sausages. Stay tuned.
I cannot get over how good this is though. Wow, it's like every bite gets better.
Alright, so we've got our mise en place that I am preparing. Now it's my TVP. We're doing about a cup. Then we're going to pour it in a bowl and pour in about equal amounts of water so that the TVP can absorb and expand. And now we're going to chop and peel about 3 cloves of garlic. Moving on to our red onion, we're going to cut and chop finely as possible. Alright, so now that we've got our onion all chopped up, we are going to pull out our TVP that's now absorbed all of the moisture and expanded, and we're going to add our soy sauce to give it a little flavor, of that salty flavor that we're going to use for our sauce today. And we're going to give that a good mix and then start adding our seasonings. You can do whatever you like. Garlic powder, onion powder are usually my main go-tos when I'm doing a meat type of seasoning. And yeah, just add whatever seasonings you prefer and give it a good mix as you go. Alright, so while I'm getting my final seasonings and herbs added, go ahead and hit the like button so that more can experience the tragedy that's happening today. And subscribe to the Thrive Tribe. This is a channel where we are just learning and growing together and supporting each other. So go ahead and subscribe and let's finish this recipe and see how it turns out. Now that our seasonings are all mixed in, I'm going to go over here to my pan, add a little bit of oil so we can get our onions going, and then add our garlic as well.
So today I'm attempting to make my version of a plant-based sausage using the rice paper that I used before for my wraps. I seen this on George's channel and I'll tag him in this. It is not his recipe fully, but it's an idea because I was like, ooh, vegan sausages. I have rice paper, I've got some other things. So instead of using, I think he used like apple and tofu, I am going to use TVP, which I put back up in here. Nice little stock of TVP. I'm going to use TVP and onion as like my base, and then I'm also going to add sun-dried tomatoes in it with a lot of other herbs and spices. So I'm attempting to do that, and right now I'm at the stage where I'm about to add my onions just to cook those down, and then I'll be adding my TVP. So we'll see how this turns out, but regardless, I'm going to eat it. Alright, so while that is cooking down, I am going to chop up some sun-dried tomatoes, and I'll be adding them as soon as that cooks down just a tad bit.
Alright, so now I'm going to add my sun-dried tomatoes now that my TVP has cooked a bit. So I went ahead and chopped up more sun-dried tomatoes. I figured I needed a little bit more. Give that a good stir, mix it in evenly, and just let that cook in with the TVP just for a couple of minutes.
Alright, so while that is cooking down, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make kind of a glazed sauce to put on top of the wrap after I've rolled them up. And so I'm going to be using some sriracha, make it a little spicy. You know, I like things spicy. So I'm going to be using a little bit of sriracha, a little bit more soy sauce, not too much so it's not too salty, and some Dijon mustard. And I think I may have, these limes are a little old, but I think I may add a little bit of a lime to it and see how that works. It's a little tangy. Ooh, and it's spicy. The sriracha got me. I'm gonna do a little bit of lemon juice, but not too much because it's already tangy. Just that much. Woo! It got me in my nostrils. These are gonna be some spicy sausages. Let's try that again. Okay. Okay, it's definitely tangy. Yeah, let's, I wish I had some maple syrup because I know that was one of the things that was in George's recipe. I don't have any, I don't even have any agave, but I'm gonna try something. I'll be right back. Okay, I just added a smidge of cinnamon. I added the Saigon cinnamon, just a smidge, and it brought the spiciness of it down. Not the spiciness of it, but it brought a little bit more savoriness to it and not so like astringent. Anyways, add a little cinnamon if you don't have maple syrup.
I decided to add some Creole seasoning, and y'all, this Creole seasoning hits right every single time. Try it if you have not already. Thank me later. Alright, now that that's all set and ready, I'm going to grab the rice paper and I'm going to cut them in half because I figured the sausages won't need that much of a wrap. So I'm going to cut them in half and see how this turns out.
So I am going to soak these and then roll them and then put them in the pan, and I'm actually going to give them a little bit of a bake so they can get a little bit crispy with the glaze on there or with this sauce. I'm not sure how that's going to turn out, but we're going to give it a go. So soak, roll, and sauce. Soak, roll, and sauce. Hey, soak, roll, and sauce. And this by itself, can you see that? It looks good. It's hot. After adding that Creole seasoning, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And that little sun-dried tomato in there, the onion. I can eat this by itself. Okay, let's soak, roll, and sauce. Soak, roll, and sauce. Hey. Okay, let's get to work. Trial and error. This is the first one. And I mean, it's gonna get eaten. It's gonna get eaten. That's all I'm gonna say. It's definitely gonna get eaten. But it's not as, you know, pretty and aesthetic. But it's a sausage. We're just gonna put her on over here. My first sausage. Cute. She cute. All right, let's get the rest of these done. Y'all, I keep eating this meat. It's so good. These sausages are gonna be my new favorite go-to breakfast, definitely. All right, this is my last one. And I went ahead and put a little oil at the bottoms just so they could slide around a little bit because they were sticking. And I probably should add a little bit more, but no, it's good. So just separate them so they won't stick together. They are sticking to the pan. Slide them around a little bit, maybe put a little more oil on it. So I preset the oven at 400, it just beeped, and these are my sausages. Now I am gonna go ahead and add a little bit of a glaze to them. I'll put a little bit more oil at the bottom so they can slide around a bit. Okay. Let's try it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. I'm going to set it for just at 11 minutes, so 10 minutes. And we're going to cook that for about 11 minutes. I'm going to check on it halfway through and see how it's coming along. Hopefully it gets a little crispy, but not too much. So 10 minutes, we'll be back. All right, they're a little bit toasty. I am going to stop this timer, start it over for about 6 minutes. And I'm just going to give them a little bit of a flip if I can. A little stuck. I think I'm ripping them up. So let's see if I can do a little trial and error. So let me just pull them out. Okay, so they're a little stuck. I added the oil, but they are still a little bit stuck. And I ripped that one apart accidentally, obviously. Trying to unstick them. The oil didn't work too much. Maybe I should have added a little more. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna put them back in the oven, even though the toasted looks really good, but they're sticking. Okay. And I don't want it to do that. Ah! I put a little bit of oil in here with some more rosemary, and I'm going to warm this up, and I'm going to put those in there and kind of fry them and see if that holds them together better without sticking. That one's kind of falling apart, so let's hold off on that one. We're all falling apart. They're falling apart. Can't keep them together. But I'm still gonna eat it. However it looks. I just want one to look like a sausage, so I can feel like I accomplished something. So they're really not doing too well. Actually, they're doing horribly. It's just falling apart. So I'm just gonna eat it like that. How about it? Alright, so this definitely wasn't a complete win. However, the meat was still good. It's still good. I already ate one that was falling apart and it's really good. And even the sauce isn't horrible. It could be better. What we're working with, it did fall apart, but it still looks good. Just gonna take a piece over here, get a little sauce on it. The sauce is actually really good. So the sauce is good. I liked a little bit of a crisp that I was able to get from frying it, but they were falling apart. So I have to figure out if it's my pan, if I need like a cast iron. It's good though. It's really good. I'm glad I added a cinnamon to the sauce, and I sprinkled a little lime on top as well.
Bummer. Let's try that again.
So I also sprinkled a little lime on top, and it's, I can't really complain. Besides the aesthetics of it and that not turning out great, the plate is hot. I'm trying to hold it where I won't burn myself. The overall taste is really good. So I'm just trying to get a bite so I don't have like a stuffed face. And the crunchy part is good. It's just that I don't want too big of a bite. It is really good. It is really good. You know what? You know what I should have done? Maybe added a little bit of flax. I don't know if that would have hindered the taste, but at least it would stick together better. I don't know. Or maybe it's just my skillet, but this is good. Girl. 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 Honey. Honey, you're fucking that. That's all the piece that I can get. Let's dip it. Woo. It's still hot. It is good. It is good. It is good. It's still a little hot. Now, I'm glad I attempted this because I know how good it can be. We just got to get the aesthetics of it. Maybe a cast iron skillet, because I feel like on his recipe he had a lot of different ingredients, but I think he may have used the cast iron skillet, and I feel like he also baked them and then fried them a little bit for the crisp. I got a little bit of the crisp. That was good. It's just that they're falling apart. So I've got to tackle that part for the next time. But I'm happy this is good. The sauce, a little soy sauce, Dijon mustard, and sriracha with a little dab of cinnamon. But if you have maple syrup, that would have been maybe a little better. But this is really good. I've surprised myself. Okay. Girl. Spectacular. 14 of them. So this was ultimately the finished product. These are the ones that I didn't fry. I baked them a little bit, but they are still falling apart. See how this piece is falling apart there? So they're not holding together. So that is what we will tackle next. But ultimately, they came out okay. The taste is definitely great. And they're so good. Well, ultimately, I'm proud of myself. And I'm just going to finish this off. That sauce in there. And have myself a good old day. I'm proud of myself. Wow. It's like the seasoning of the TVP, the sun-dried tomato pieces in there, and then with the sauce, that Dijon with that sriracha mix. I'm a happy woman. That's all I'm saying. Plant-based sausage. My version of George's recipe, which is, let me tell you right now. Okay. So his channel is Earthy Goodness Kitchen. His name is George, and he makes incredible recipes. So I got this plant-based sausage idea from his video. His recipe is extensive and had a lot of different ingredients, but I kind of followed the process as far as wrapping it and then baking it a little bit and then putting it in the pan to fry for a little nice crisp. Of course, aesthetically, again, mine are falling apart. His were really nice, but this is what I came out with. My glaze is completely different. It's more of like a sauce, but it still is, whoops, see, it's just falling apart. It still is pretty nice. And I'm happy I made them. So yeah, I'm on a journey. I'm not here to show you how. I am just letting you in, being a fly on the wall as I attempt and try to grow in making more intricate recipes for myself. I've been plant-based again for over 8 years now, for about 8 years now, and I've been kind of making the same things over and over, and I've veered away this past year and a half. I veered away from buying like the plant-based sausages and the plant-based meats, and I used to really be big on the plant-based meatballs. Now they're good, and I will still maybe have them from time to time. I haven't had them in a while, but I will. But I want to be able to make my own, know exactly what's in it, and just have all the ingredients whole right in my kitchen and put them together and just make an incredible dish. It's nothing like the feeling of accomplishment when you make something and you taste it and it's good. And I'm proud of myself. And yeah, so I'm on this journey of learning how to make more incredible plant-based foods by following other people's recipes and then coming up with my own as I go. Sometimes I'll have an idea, or I'll see another video or another recipe, and then I'll have a different version of that, like an idea of a different version of that. And this is just me evolving into a high raw but plant food, maybe 50-50 is what my goal is. 50% raw, 50% cooked plant-based as such today. And yeah, we're just gonna keep thriving and trying things, and I'm excited. I cannot get over how good this is though. Wow, it's like every bite gets better. Every bite gets better. Okay. Hmm. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Well, that is it for today.
And thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let's continue to make these recipes, improve, share, grow, evolve, all the great things, all while having fun and supporting each other. So hit the like, subscribe, and join the tribe.